Hey, y'all, and welcome. I'm Tiffany. This is our small town life, and we are on the back porch for another back porch chat. It's kind of drizzly and dreary outside today. There's not a whole lot of sunshine. I tried to adjust a little bit, so hopefully you can see me. But let's do a little back porch chat. If you're new to these, or if you've been here, either way, my hope is that you leave here feeling encouraged. But if you are new, just to kind of give you an idea and background of what these back porch chats are, I just want you to feel like a friend who stopped by and we're sitting here hanging out for a little bit. That's my goal. That's what I want for each and every one of you. See the chickens walking around back there. I keep like catching a glimpse of something in the screen. It's the chickens moving around. So what are we going to talk about today? Y'all, as I was praying and asking God to give me a thought that we could sit down and talk about, trying to figure out what I wanted to talk about, and less about what I want to talk about, but more about what God wants us to sit down and chat about today. I was praying about it, and the same thought kept coming up. I kept seeing it in things that I was reading and hearing and seeing and all these things, and I was like, okay, that's what we'll talk about. And I'd actually had this thought a few weeks ago, but it just didn't seem like it was the right time to share it, and so I set it aside, and now it feels like it's the right time, and I'm praying that God puts this video out in front of the person who needs to see it. I know He will, and hopefully they'll get what they need from it. I got my Bible, and I'm going to read to you from Joshua chapter 6. I think I'm going to read verses 1 through 5. And y'all, never discount God's ability to use something that's familiar and speak to you in a new way. Never think, oh, I've already read that, I don't need to go back and read it again. You can read the same thing 10 times. You can read the same thing 100 times, and God speak to you and show you something new every time you read it. And that's what happened with this right here. So let me read to you from Joshua chapter 6. Like I said, I think I'm going to do verses 1 through 5. Now Jericho was securely shut up because of the children of Israel. None went out and none came in. And the Lord said to Joshua, see, I have given Jericho into your hand, its king and the mighty men of valor. You shall march around the city, all you men of war. You shall go all around the city once. This you shall do 6 days. And 7 priests shall bear 7 trumpets of ram's horns before the ark. But the 7th day you shall march around the city 7 times, and the priests shall blow the trumpets. It shall come to pass, when they make a loud blast with the ram's horn, and when you hear the sound of the trumpet, that all the people shall shout with a great shout. Then the wall of the city will fall down flat, and the people shall go up every man straight before him. Now, when I was reading this, what resonated with me was we worry about things, and I'm guilty. When something big is going on, we seem to fixate on that and think about it constantly, worry about it constantly. I've been there. I've done that. When there's something big in front of me, something that I'm trying to figure out how it's going to happen, how we're going to make it work, it seems like it's all I think about. It's all I worry about. And I've had to do better and remind myself of what I'm going to share with you all. God didn't tell them to go and march around Jericho all day and all night. He didn't tell them to go and march around those walls till they were so tired they couldn't march anymore. He told them to go, march around one time, and wait. Do it again the next day, and wait. Why did he have them do that? Well, I'm sure part of it was because when those walls fell, there was no doubt that it was because of God. They marched around the walls, blew some trumpets, shouted, and the walls fell. How can that happen but God? And He's going to do that in your life too. But He also didn't tell them, like I said, to just go and march constantly. What is your Jericho? What is it that you are worrying about, fixating on, so concerned about, that you're just constantly in worry or in thought about it? march around it one time, and put it at the feet of Jesus. Don't ignore it. Understand its relevance. He was showing them to acknowledge Jericho, but to also acknowledge the fact that when something big was going to happen, it was going to be because of God, not because of the amount of time that they spent marching around the city. Whatever your Jericho is, acknowledge it and lay it at the feet of Jesus and let him do what only he can do, so that when something big happens, when something amazing happens, there's no doubt that it's because of God. Be obedient and trust in him. There were times where the Israelites were not so obedient, and they had to suffer the consequences of that as well, but they also reaped the rewards and the grace and mighty power of God when they were obedient. And that's what I wanted to encourage you with today. Like I said, that was just kind of a new way that stood out to me, and hopefully I shared it in a way that it at least came across and something that you could kind of understand what I was feeling, because so many times we have those big things in front of us, those Jerichos, that seems overwhelming and we can't figure it out. We don't know what to do and we just fixate on it. Instead, acknowledge it and lay it at the feet of Jesus and let him do what only he can do. I feel a little bit of mist starting to come in on the porch. Maybe it rained this morning pretty good. It might rain again. All the chickens saw me come out and they came running up to the edge of their runs. Like, is it time for you to feed us? I may need to go ahead and do that. It's a little bit earlier. With it getting dark earlier, I have to stay on top of myself. Like, you got to make sure you get out and get those outside chores done before it gets dark. I still have a little bit of time today, but I may go ahead and mark some of those things off the list just in case it does decide to rain, because it would be much more pleasant to go do them right now than to do them in the pouring down rain. We also have some other things going on this afternoon, basketball games and all that kind of fun stuff. So maybe I will. Maybe when we finish this video, I'll go ahead and go knock out some chicken chores. It's a little cool out here too. Definitely sweater weather. Definitely sweater weather. I think I didn't really look at the temperature this morning. I should have looked before I came out here. But I know yesterday morning, it was 28. So a little chilly. It doesn't feel that bad out here right now. I still don't think we're going to get up to like maybe 55 or so today. There's my little weather update for you. That's going to be all for this one. I will link the playlist down in the description box for you of all of our back porch chats. When I go and look at that playlist, I am always amazed at how long we've been doing these. It feels like I sat down and did that first back porch chat just yesterday. And it's been, I don't even know, like 5 months ago or so now. Maybe even close to 6 months. I'd have to go back and look. But I'll have that playlist linked down in the description box for you so you can go check it out. Hang out with me a little bit longer today. I love you. I appreciate you. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all. Hi, darling. Are you coming out to visit Mama? It's a little chilly out here.